Hi Kirby fans, so today we're going to be checking out the Kirby Stretchy Hose. So what we'll do is dive straight into it. Now don't forget, everything you use the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products, and make sure you check out the merchandise as well. For those of you who wasn't aware, a few years back Kirby released a stretchy hose. £50 I paid for this, and to be perfectly honest, I've never used it. So what we'll do is dive in and have a look. Right, so on my right we've got the G6 and on my left we've got the Avalir, and we're talking hoses. So as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure it came out with the G6, up until the G6 the only hose you could get was the neoprene hose. Now this was a massive innovation for Kirby. It was crush proof, it was such an improvement over the Heritage 2 hoses and the Legend 2. You couldn't break it at the end of the day. The only thing you couldn't do with it was obviously wash it in hot water. If you did, then it would deteriorate, it would deform out of shape basically. Now when the G6 came out, Kirby did a few innovations. They changed the mini emptier to a smaller version, giving it more airflow, and they also upgraded the spray pattern on the shampoo system. And most of all, what they released as well as that was the floor cleaning system and the stretchy hose. Now this ran up, as far as I know, up until the Centria. I'm pretty sure it might have gone onto the Avalir as well. I know there's different versions and you can tell what they are on the colour of the ends. Now the Centria 2 had one, and if you buy the Centria 2 one, you've got the Centria 2 colours. You've got the Centria 1 which I've got here, which matches the Centria 1. Now as far as I know, Kirby did release it with the G6, and whether it took off I'm not too sure. I'd never seen it until I upgraded to the Centria and actually bought one. So the question is it worth investing in the Kirby Stretchy Hose? What are the pros and cons? So we're going to go through what the pros and cons are of this stretchy hose. So what we'll do is quickly zoom in and have a look at your standard hose, and then we'll check the length of this actually stretches to. Right, so from the 70s Kirby used this type of hose. Now this ran up until 1984. And I'm pretty sure that these holes are in here, and there's a bit of a myth, I don't know how true it is. Kirby didn't have holes in the end of these, and they put them in because some young child put them on their eye socket and sucked their eyeball out. Whether that's true, I'm not too sure, but that was the reason for these holes. But until then, it stayed with the same sort of system. They changed the way it hooked on with the safety switch compared to the Classic 3 and the earlier versions. So this hooked on and activated the safety switch on that side. Now as you can see, these hoses, you can't twist them. I'd say they're not as indestructible as they're made out. They could get crushed. With your vacuum in the car and left the hose underneath and then drove over it, you'd definitely crush it and damage that hose. So with the Legend 2 they changed the end and put a plastic end on so you could twist your tools on and grip them, and it worked really well. But again, we'd still got this hose that you couldn't twist and you could damage over time. When the G3 came out, Kirby introduced an entirely new hose, and it was made out of neoprene. So with the neoprene hose, the advantage of this was, one, it was a lot longer than the Legend 2 ones, so you could twist it as much as you'd like and it'd spring back to shape. So it wouldn't get damaged, and the chances of splitting it were quite rare. Now up until then this was the only hose you had, but then when the G6 came out they released the stretchy hose. So this hose stretches, and we'll see how long it is in a minute, but the issue I've got with this one, and this is just one fault alone, you can't twist it. You're going to end up ripping it at the end of the day. It's gone back to the old system with that fixed wire in there, so you cannot twist this hose. If you drop anything on it or you drive over it, you're going to crush it and damage it, and it's not going to return back to shape. But it does stretch. Now the advantage of that is if you've got stairs, then you can stretch it and you can use it to vacuum up your stairs. I got paid around £50 for mine when I bought it with the Centria 1. But we'll see how long this stretches, and we'll see what the airflow is with this connected, and then what the airflow is with it stretched out. Right, so your standard Avalir hose is a little bit longer than your early versions, is 7'6". So that's quite a long distance, and it's pretty good for getting at least halfway up your staircase and halfway down if you're using the zip brush. Now the stretch hose as it stands is 3'3" on its shortest position and 11'5" when it's fully stretched out. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's going to reduce the airflow. If you use it on your stairs, I'm going to check how it is when it's stretched out and whether we can use the power tools with it. I'm pretty sure it's going to reduce the airflow of that zip brush. But we'll check it out with the zip brush and see if it works. So I'm going to fit a clean bag to make it fair, just to see what the airflow is as it's running on a new bag. Right, so as you can see, we haven't got this stretched out. This is just a standard 3 foot. We've got the Avalir zip brush. So I'm just going to put that on and see how well it spins. Now, headphones, just turn them down. I will reduce the volume by 50%, so hopefully it doesn't affect your ears, but I'm just warning you, this might be loud. Okay, so we've got a way shorter hose, so that spins up quite well, considering we've got 3 foot compared to your 7 foot hose that you normally have. Now, when we stretch it out, I'm presuming it's going to reduce the airflow. So let's see what the airflow is on this at the moment with it just set at 3 foot. So take that off. So that was sitting around 30 inches. So now we'll check what it's like stretched out. Right, so as you can see now, I've got it fully stretched out. I haven't got any staircases I can stretch it up, so I've had to wrap it around the G6. Because it's spring loaded, it does pull back. There was no way I could possibly stretch this out. So what we'll do is we'll have a look and see how fast this spins, and then we'll check out what water lift we've got at the same time with it fully stretched. So let's zoom in and see how fast this spins now. Right, so it's fully stretched out, so we'll turn it on and see how fast she spins now. Now, to me, that seemed a lot slower, so let's put the water lift meter on and see what we've got with the water lift meter. Well, so last time on 30 inches, I'm assuming it's going to be the same because we've still got the same airflow going through. We're still putting the end on there. Yes, it's sucking more, but we have got a reasonable seal. Okay, so we're still sitting around the 30-inch mark. And the only real way to test this now is to see how it works vacuuming some velour trim. Right, so this is fully retracted at the moment, as you can see, so we're setting it just at 3 foot. And it should be a lot more powerful than with a standard 7'6" hose because it's pretty close and it's got less distance to travel with the airflow. Right, so that's working quite well. So what we'll do now is we'll stretch it out and see how we go with it at 11 foot. Right, so it's fully stretched out now at over 11 foot. So let's see how it works on that velour. Right, so what I found using that zip brush with it fully stretched out, the zip brush was stopping. Now, the only way to really prove this as well would be to get one of the turbo tools on. So we're going to get the sander on. I'm going to let you hear it with it unstretched, and then I'll let you hear it with it stretched, and you'll hear a massive difference. Right, so this is the sander unstretched. This is just 3 foot. Right, so you could hear as I was stretching that, it was reducing the airflow and the speed of the sander. So we'll just stretch this around the G6 now so it's fully stretched. And this is with it fully stretched. Just turn that on. And now what I'll do is I'll have it fully stretched and then I'll unhook it from the G6 so you can hear the speed change. Fully stretched. And unstretched. Right, so as you could hear, there was a lot more difference with that sander. It was a lot easier to see, and like I said, the zip brush was stopping. So we'll jump in and I'll give you my final review. Right, now don't forget, everything you use in my video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products, and there's merchandise down there as well, so make sure you check those out at the end of this video. So in my opinion, the pros, it stretches. I think it'd be ideal if you're just using a normal upholstery tool and not relying on the airflow to spin the zip brush. You can't use the zip brush with it unless you're keeping it short, so you might as well just use a normal hose, and you cannot use the turbo sander with it, especially if it's fully stretched. It would be ideal if you were buffing your car or doing some sanding, because you could stretch this hose and it'd be fantastic, but it doesn't work. It doesn't spin it up. As you heard when I was using that sander, it did reduce the airflow as I stretched it. As I released it and let it spring back, it did speed up. That's the only way I can really show you. So in my opinion, should you buy a stretchy hose? I think it's a waste of money. Like I said, I think it'd be ideal probably for the stairs. If I had stairs, like I used to do back in the UK, when I had stairs, I'd have the Kirby at the bottom of the stairs, vacuum all the way up as far as I could go with my 7-foot hose, and it was only 3 treads from the top, and then I put my Kirby up the top and vacuum the top 3 treads. Or use the portable cleaner. So in my opinion, it's not worth it. There will be links in the description below of where to get all your Kirby products, and the stretchy hose will be down there as well if you want to check it out. That's entirely up to you. But my recommendation, I think it's a waste of money. Right, so again, those new to the channel, if you find you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate showing support by slapping that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. So what we'll do is cut to any bloopers, and I'll catch you in the next one.